Did you know that Erza is a Mary Sue? No? Well, I sure didn't either, as nobody notified me about the update Mashima did until I seen a bunch of not so bright people on Facebook telling me that Erza is a Mary Sue because she keeps winning every fight. I ain't gonna lie, this got me stunned like a 10 power cube Shelly coming out of a bush with her super, especially considering that this isn't even true. Erza isn't a Mary Sue, she never was a Mary Sue, and she never will be a Mary Sue. First, let's dissect the statement about her winning every fight because oh boy, this statement stinks so much, especially since it is a blatant lie. Erza doesn't win every fight she's in. Like, yeah, sure, she has an insane win ratio, as one of the strongest members of her guild should have, but saying she wins every fight is just a plain lie. In early Fairy Tail, she lost against Jose, Cobra, and even against Jalal. While more recently, in 100 Year Quest, she lost against Yoko, Laxas, Kiria, and Suzaku. So clearly Erza doesn't win every single fight she has. And some of her losses are more than embarrassing, like Kiria put her on a leash while Suzaku one-shot her. And yes, Erza might bounce back from these losses and win the second encounter, but that doesn't negate the fact that she still lost beforehand. Even if Erza wins most of her fights, she clearly doesn't win every single one of them, as some people claim. So these people either didn't pay attention or didn't even read Fairy Tail, or just have selective memory. That's an option as well. She having a high win ratio makes a lot of sense, since Erza is one of the strongest characters in the guild, plus her win ratio isn't that much higher than the win rate of other characters. Yet she is the only one who gets hate for it, clearly implying that people just don't like her. I'm not seeing anyone call Natsu a Mary Sue for his wins. I mean, he's kinda stupid, so that's understandable. Now with this out of the way, let's dissect this argument even further, as many of you guys watching this video are probably already thinking about how Mary Sue isn't just about winning. So what is a Mary Sue exactly? Mary Sue is a term used in writing to describe female characters who are free of weaknesses and character flaws. Such characters are often powerful, flawless, good in everything they do, and just the manifestation of perfection, often being the author's self-insert. So does Erza fit this definition? Fuck no. Calling Erza flawless should be considered a capital sin. Erza is extremely flawed, just like every other member of the guild is. She's impatient to a point that she headbutts people for not complying on the spot. She's also extremely controlling. She's basically that one friend in the group who always wants everything her way and will throw a tantrum if not. I can't even call her bossy, as she's beyond that. She is the boss. Even though this is always played off as a joke with the guild members being afraid of her, her controlling behavior is actually a character flaw, especially since she lashes out to a point that she gives punishments for disobedience. She's also aggressive. Really much. Erza will deadass send someone into orbit over a slice of cake. And let's not even talk about her lack of common sense and lack of ability to read the room. She still wants to take bets with Natsu and Grey, despite them clearly not being comfortable with it. Or how she can't realize her own lack of acting skills even after being booed at multiple times. Yet she still tries to do it again and again. She also pretty often walks around in questionable outfits. And these aren't even all of her flaws. I could make an entire video talking about her flaws alone, and I still probably would forget something. So clearly, Erza isn't flawless. In fact, it is the exact opposite. She is extremely flawed. Now that we are over the flaw topic, what about having no weaknesses? As Erza is extremely powerful and has an insane win rate, that has to mean she has barely any weaknesses, right? No. Yes, Erza is extremely powerful and her magic what allows her to pull out armors and weapons to adapt to many situations, drastically reduces the number of weaknesses she has. At least should have. Because goddamn, her opponents be shredding through these armors like if they would be made out of Play-Doh. Laksa straight up punched through her Lightning Empress armor in a single hit, the armor that was supposed to protect her from lightning. Even in early arcs, her opponents would often destroy multiple armors until she found the one that worked the best. That's why she so often relies on Klar Heart, as what's the point of wasting armors one after another if you can just put all of your stats into attack. So even if Erza is extremely versatile with her magic, has resistance to A-based powers, and is a tank, her opponents still find a way around it, more often than not, just to give her a hell of a time. And in many cases, Erza wins because of her insane endurance, suffering through her opponent's attacks, rather than her having no weakness. Plus we see many magic types in Fairy Tail that directly counters Erza. So clearly, Erza isn't unstoppable. She is definitely powerful as she should be, as she is the Residental build different character. But she still isn't someone who has no weakness when it comes to her power. She also has many character weaknesses, like she is often naive what led Jalal to catch her off guard during the Tower of Heaven arc. She is also a pushover, so if Jalal would turn evil again, it would take him few seconds of flirting to defeat Erza. Plus Erza often underestimates her opponents, what leads her to get defeated or roughed up before she turns the tables. So she clearly has weaknesses, both in terms of her power and abilities what her opponents can exploit, and in terms of her behavior what can give her opponents an opening to land a hit. So clearly Erza has many weaknesses, fully disregarding this section of the Merisu definition as well. Erza also sucks in a lot of things. Some people believe that Erza is good in everything because she has an armor for many different situations, and is a great leader, but they forget that there is more to a character than battles. For example, as I said earlier, Erza is a terrible actor, what became a running gag in the story. She also sucks at writing letters. She also isn't the smartest tool in the shed. Her intelligence is stated to be average, with her often acting just as much stupid as Natsu. Also, compared to many other members of the guild who have expertise in something else outside their guild duties, Erza kinda has nothing. She eats strawberry cakes, does modeling, and that's it. In fact, even her leadership skills, what is often prized, is inferior to Lucy's. So Erza clearly isn't a jack in all trades. She isn't good in everything. She is good in her job as an S-class wizard with some okay leadership skills, and that's it. So is Erza a Merisu? Absolutely fucking not. She isn't flawless, she has weaknesses, isn't good at everything, doesn't win every fight, and most importantly, she isn't the author's self-insert. That will be great. Lot of people pushing this narrative just simply hate her, or are just throwing the term around without fully understanding what it actually means. I believe the Erza being a Merisu narrative was born because when Fairy Tail was rising in popularity, people were not used to seeing female characters in battle shonen who weren't just powerful, but relevant in each arc as well. Because of this, people labeled Erza as a Merisu just because of her insane win record compared to many other female characters. But in reality, Erza is just a powerful, build-different character archetype. But instead of having a secondary role, as many of these characters usually have, Erza is a main character. But either way, Erza isn't a Merisu. She is far from it. And any person who calls her one doesn't understand Erza's character, nor what the term stands for.